Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial with Dallas. Today we're going to be programming in Snap, and we're going to be going over the concept of variables. So let's get right into it. I got this little program written here. Let's play it just to see what it does first. So we see our little sprite drawing a little triangle, then a bigger square, and then finally a pentagon. Each of them being different colors. Now, you might be asking yourself, what are these two little bubbles up here? And if you notice that when we run this again, these bubbles, the number inside keeps changing. And it almost looks like it's corresponding to the number of sides of the shape that we're currently drawing, right? And then the fact that the sides are getting longer corresponds to this number right here. So you might be asking yourself, how is that happening? What's going on? Well, we're using these things called variables, and in Snap, variables look like this. So we have this little set block, and we can type a name. So what I did was I made two variables. You just click this little button, make a variable, and I made num sides and side length. And I set num sides to 3 and side length to 80. Now, the rest of the code is pretty straightforward. It's stuff we've covered before. So in the repeat block, instead of putting in a number, now we just clicked and dragged our variable, num sides. And what that's saying is repeat this num sides times. Well, what is num sides? It's 3. So it's going to repeat this 3 times, hence a triangle. We move 20 steps. We have the pen down. We move 20 steps. We turn. 360 divided by 3, which is 180, I don't know, I'm going to be honest. But we turn the right amount of sides, I think it's 120, sorry. And then we wait a second, and so that creates a triangle. We do the same things, but in between each repeat block. So each repeat is drawing one of our shapes. And then in between we do some steps. So we see we have this move side length plus 30. Well, side length is 80. And then we're adding 30 to it. What that does is it moves our sprite to a completely new location, so it has a clean place to draw a new shape. We change the pen by 30. All that does is change the color, but that has nothing to do with the variables. And then we go back into drawing our next shape. So in between we are adjusting the variable side length, or the variable num sides by 1. We're adding 1 to the side of the shape. Now, the question is, okay, what happens if we change these numbers around? Well, let's set num sides to 4 and see what happens here. So let's run this. So we start this time by drawing a square. The second shape is now a pentagon. Third shape, well, naturally, it's a hexagon. Pay attention again to the variables here. Num sides starts at 4 now because we set it to 4. Hence the reason we started at a square. And one more time just for fun, let's change this variable here once the program stops. Let's change this to something crazy like 6 and run it. Well, now we start with a hexagon, naturally, because we started at 6. Next we have I believe it's called a heptagon. And then finally we have an octagon, which is 8 sides. So we got 6, 7, 8. This is a fun little program to play around with and see the power of variables. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.